Mr. Wright. Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Yeah. Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Yeah. You all remember the fucking tutorial case in Ace Attorney Chronicles? That was like fucking 5 hours long, dude. It was the tutorial. It was insane. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. Perfect. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. It's okay, Nick. We all feel like that sometimes. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Mr. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. I like how we're going to immediately overanalyze this when there's a very simple explanation, which is just that she took it off because she was warm. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! He's so fucking cringe, dude. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. It doesn't look like things are going well over there. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent, posture terrible. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it's time we continued on with this trial. Never mind the prosecution. During our recess, I had requested the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! Oh, sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Udgy. How you been? Swim much these days?
Hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy, smizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed.
Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking officer in the entire district.
Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. Posture is beyond repair. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. Why, his car was just a treasure trove of evidence. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What's this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Edgeworth.
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. What a conundrum we face. Come on, just open it up. Hurry and open it up. Why are you going that way? Alright, crack that bad boy. That's a knife, alright. Ah! Don't scare me like that. You literally knew what I was gonna do. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. Wait, what does the small tag say? Fuck, I clicked on the wrong window. I'm such an idiot. I just clicked on the fucking OBS window instead of the game window. What does the tag say? Ah, SL9. Aha. Just like the, that's what this says, upside down, SL9. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutor and the police, and this knife?
Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, huh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Well, conveniently enough, I do have something that links them.
There was a murder at the police department. A detective.
That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Order, order.
Anyway, at the department we were all afluster, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department situation.
Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same place, same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
So, I want to slam on the comment that's like, unless there's a connection. I want to just slam this right now. Do you think it'll work, or do you think I have to? I'm slamming it. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important, why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? 6 minus 7s. 12-2?
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but turn it around and what do you get?
Aha!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief?
Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? The knife was evidence in... I was just expecting a new testimony after that. I wasn't expecting it to just go into this. The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Press? So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it so happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. I wasn't expecting it to I was expecting a whole new testimony, so I'm not really sure how to proceed anymore. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eye there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened in the police department? On the same day, a detective was killed on the prosecutor's parking lot. Another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy?
I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Raito. I suppose I could help, if you help by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one, this kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well, we already know when the victim was killed, right? So, how the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the Force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Fuck. Will you tell me a second piece of information if I pressed it again? Great. Excellent. Well, I already know it's the same time, though, so where? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? Was that stolen from the department's evidence room? There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to the town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. So I just press again here. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Ah, you don't say. Well, out with it, Raito. What's your connection? Out with it. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know the detective murdered at the police department, I don't know why I'm struggling so much today, was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim of the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet at all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? Okay. This is still one testimony. What the fuck? This one testimony has been augmented a lot of times. If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well. I might What could ID number tell us? We know one ID number. We don't know any other ID numbers. Right? Like Edgeworth isn't on this or something. Gender seems useless. Division also... The ID number seems the most tangible. Can you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. 5842189. Let's go! He's been murdered in 2 places at the same time. Now we're talking.
Well, that's quite long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
82. I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Does this tell you anything?
It tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
Behold. Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto! Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
The cat has stepped on the keyboard. Oh god, which one is the correct button?
Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right, again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack.
But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at that police department, in the evidence room, at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location.
Order, order. Chief, what does this mean?
No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy, no need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha. Yeah, this is gonna be a little awkward, isn't it?
Excuse me, this is Mr. Edgeworth. Is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
Ugh. Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I...
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Oh!
What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright, huh? Oh, well, it's,
Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job.
No. No!
Pretty embarrassing.
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumors. Hold on, we got a cat incident here. There we go. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth,
please just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned.
That didn't feel like it needed to be an extra chapter. I feel like this could have been just slammed onto the previous part we did. But, you know, I also feel like you could trim down a lot of the number of days in this game as well, but, you know. Mr. Wright, so, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused, huh? Well, let's see, what is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. What the fuck is wrong with me? Almost at 51st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out, or try to at least. Alright, let's do it. So, what time did Edgeworth arrive at the police department? Because he was found in Edgeworth's car. 5:12. So, obviously he didn't die in two places at the same time. Magic's real in this world, but he's not teleporting across the city. So I'm gonna assume what happened was, given Edgeworth arrived at the office just before 5:15. I mean, basically, we know for certain Bruce Goodman was at the prosecutor's office. So what I'm guessing happened is that he was actually murdered at the police station in the evidence room. And he was actually in Edgeworth's car the whole time. Right? It has to be. Because that's where the body ended up, and he was found in Edgeworth's car. That also kind of explains this photo with Lana. Right? Where she's actually, like, looking in there to see what's going on or something. Like, she's opening it for some reason, because the body's already in the trunk of the car. Although, but I guess the other lady, Star, did say... did say she saw her stab Goodman, though. Didn't she? So I guess... So what, he was... I guess that doesn't make any sense then, because it's not like the dead body got out of the car so she could see him get stabbed, did she? But then why is he also die in the evidence room? Body double somehow involved? Fuck. Because I guess if Starr saw Goodman get stabbed, he couldn't have already been stabbed dead in the trunk, could he? Whatever, we've only just learned this information. I probably shouldn't be assuming already. Don't be... Because I actually have already passed the part I've actually, like, played through, you know? Because I never did finish this case. Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go, science awaits us. Damn, we're here already. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Wait, what? There wasn't a body there at all? Then how do you know someone died at the police department? Right? If there wasn't even a body, how do they know somebody died at the police department? What's going on? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in the evidence room. No biggie. I know. It's only apparently the scene of the crime. Although I guess we're also in the already in the scene of the crime. It's complicated, isn't it? Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? Oh, maybe it's the oil drum involved somehow? No, that doesn't make any sense. Brimming with water. Yeah, no, I guess not. I don't know. He was just like, was the oil drum empty? And I was immediately like, oh, transported in the oil barrel. No, this doesn't make any sense either. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Have you noticed how multiple people seem to be able to read Nick's mind? Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. You know, I have trouble believing that the water washed away all evidence of blood on the floor. Right? Like, blood is fairly viscous. You're telling me it wiped all of it off without even, like, getting scrubbed or anything? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. What's that grin for? The situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. What does that have to do with this? We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. I mean, you could drink it if you want. You know, we could find out if you've got any blood inside you. Well, I'll lend you these glasses. You had an extra pair of those things? Oh, God. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find some blood stains. Spritz, 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 spritz. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So I guess if there's that little blood, I was imagining a stabbing to have more blood, but I guess I've already been baited by that one by how little blood is on the knife that was used. It's so... Emmett, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. You've never, like, even seen your own bloods? Like, you've never, like, cut your hand or something before? Like, really? Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't it strike you as odd, scientifically speaking? What's odd about this? The amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? Yeah, she got cut as well, didn't she? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. Is there a lot of blood in the evidence room at the other office? If they fought here, there'd have to be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna mark up the floor plan where you found the bloodstain, alright? See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy, too. I just saved up my allowance to buy that. Ah, yes, of course. Saved up to get some luminol. We can't be sure the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. True. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah, it feels like we're really investigating crime now, doesn't it? Ah. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr. You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Yeah, you could have gotten exactly what you wanted if you shut the fuck up, you know? Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. You acknowledged, in fact, you actually openly admitted that you lied on the stand. So you openly confessed to perjury. And yet you haven't been arrested. You know. Just another day in the Ace Attorney world. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Can you elaborate more on this fight that you saw, though? 'Cause, like, I'm starting to think he didn't die here. I swear it on my honor as a detective, she stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Does it? Which one was he actually talking about? This one? What could it be telling us, though? Wait, what was Goodman wearing? We've got his picture on something, right? He's wearing this. Like a big suit jacket. It looks a lot like this one. What if this is Goodman's jacket? That would also, like... Because this amount of blood is weird given she only got nicked on the hand, right? In fact, why isn't her hand cut? I guess it could be this one, we can't really see the back of it. But then would she really be using it to do this? Wait, where's the second barrel? Is this two different barrels? It's hard to tell, I guess, because of the angle. But, like, this barrel looks really wide. Is this two barrels? I don't know. Or did he mean the other photo? Which isn't actually in the docket, apparently. No, don't do that. So you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a really long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I can be your angel or your devil. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of the suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the cough-up queen. And here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL9? She doesn't mean... You actually want me to present something here to get more of this? Okay, fine. Tell me more about SL9. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. No, I don't. We've heard, like, one sentence about this case. That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. And as I suspected, the SL9 incident isn't over. Not yet. I really tacked a lot onto that. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Why isn't it there? Behold! Should have done that. Yes. I would like you to tell me more about this fucking incident. Oh, come on. Please? I had one of those up until 2 years ago, back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in the parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that, it's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. If you think about it, I could have taken that photo from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes, so you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed toward the chain-link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes were the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Just like that time. Fucking finally. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Whoa. You got 2 cowboys? There's another one behind the text box. The police and the prosecutor were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed. Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Whoa, a wrongful imprisonment and execution? That's never happened before. On the basis of evidence of a sort, made-up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and the other person you know well. Could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one in their fancy office can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends, how many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr. Officer Marshall, is he your... Are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would... oh, well, fuck, never mind. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Hey, can we go up to that other room now? It must mean something. Okay, I guess we're not going in. Alright, can we please go over here now? It's even busier today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense, a detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime, according to the pamphlet we got in the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. We've already examined a real crime scene. Why are you so excited? Gee, I wonder whose office this is. What's this fucking trap by the door, dude? What's he fucking doing, dude? Look, what's he fucking doing, dude? He's got a fucking rope trap next to the door. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. Sure does seem that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly. It's imposing. It's hard to think straight. I've never been menaced by a cactus before. Are you okay? If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if this is the guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I already know who he is. Gee, that's a true mystery, that one. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd open? Well, sure, but where is the motherfucker, you know? Can I push this big red button? Okay. So there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. But we're not going to do that? Okay. So... a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. You have an active imagination. Yipes. These sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. Well, this looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Alright, I guess we'll fuck off then. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak for lunch from Lunchlands. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now is no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Question should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later! He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Alright. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, it makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. You sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. Well, I actually want to just go to the detention center. Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. I didn't like that. What was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator again, sir. That's what I'd say. Hi. Greetings, sir.
Wait, I know you. Who you are.
Excuse me, but no, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir, how should I say this?
Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins? You didn't, did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir.
What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir.
Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins.
I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir.
So normally there's a guard at the evidence room?
That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall.
Marshall? What a shock.
Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah, wow.
What the heck is this guy doing? That's an excellent question. So what happened then?
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center.
So you didn't do it, is basically what I'm being told right now. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask what happened to your hand?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir.
A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. This is a weird connection. Like, I doubt they formed a blood pact, so like, why could them both having a wound be connected? Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime?
Well, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
But sir, but there was nothing I could do.
Nothing you could do?
So to tell the truth, sir, what had happened? When the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
The next thing you knew, you were... Huh?
Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
Then when I looked down, I saw gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt?
The victim's body disappeared? Well, yeah, obviously it had to show up in the fucking prosecutor's office, didn't it? That's some story. Dude, what's going on? I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or a victim, sir, then label me victim.
I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that.
Well, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that.
Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman?
Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side.
Why didn't you just say you knew who he was, but you haven't met him? So you didn't know him?
Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives.
So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir.
I mean, it sounds like like Goodman had the knife on him. And somehow I doubt Meekins, with his twiggy little neck, took the knife away from him. But like, so what then? I guess, like, Meekins has to have been knocked out by Goodman, but surely he'd remember Goodman going for him. It's weird, dude. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Officer Meekins, this is for you.
I'm scared of knives, sir.
It's okay, just what?
That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dreams, sir. I was being peeled.
One second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife. I guess he's been through a lot. Well, what am I meant? Are we done here? Do I show him the SL9 thing? No idea what that is. Okay. Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey, that's it, sir. That's it. That's it.
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment, but sir, now I remember. I remember, sir.
You mean you remember what happened?
Correct. That card was the cause of it all.
This ID card?
Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing.
Please elaborate. Can you tell me what it is you do remember?
Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman, sir. A little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Detective Goodman was who was in the evidence room, sir.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? Pull a fucking knife?
That's the thing, sir. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.
Alright, I guess that's exactly what he did. What?
Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him.
Do not, by the way, don't ever leap at somebody with a knife if you're unarmed, you know? Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him.
Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir.
I feel like this has been, twisted slightly. What happened then?
Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here.
Right. So, Officer Meekins, why is it that you were arrested? What do you mean, Emma? Well, let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim really was the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines, sir.
Huh? But you still ended up here?
They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly?
No, but the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on the tape.
And you waited until just now to tell us this?
I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it.
No thanks, I have my own. Can we please finally go into the fucking crime scene now? Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief Detective's desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely correct, sir. Most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered. Aha! Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? I did actually salute myself as I said that. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Did you kill him? Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep. Well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident with Lord Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, righto? Von Karma. A legend he was... I guess that's, that does kind of suck where they originally were like, oh, it's only one of the best prosecutors. Oh, it was the best prosecutor, actually. Oh, shit. I guess that would look pretty bad, wouldn't it? A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why'd they just about resort to anything to restore their reputation? Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? He could be shot. It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. Their being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, right, so I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. Wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job, just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Whoops. Oh, no. They saw me bullying an employee. How inconvenient. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Could you take a look at this? I'm through with that stuff though, okay. Guy can't sit well, does he mean detective? It's either him or... Well, I didn't really read it because I knew it was the not correct answer. Knife. Sorry, Ryder. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. I see. Okay. Right, I'm having trouble discreetly asking him. Maybe we can just go to the evidence room now. Never fucking mind. Maybe you'll tell me more about what's going on with Edgeworth? No? Okay. Yep, and now we enter the stage of the game where we show him everything I have. Because I don't really know where else to go at this point. No, I already showed him that. Well... I don't really know how you want me to discreetly ask him about this. I'm having some trouble here.